What's going on, guys? Jurassic here. Today we're back to Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, so we get a little bit of a cup of tea. Nice. Alright, so let's go begin our day and find our common room. Now, there is a good and evil system. Obviously, you're not supposed to cast spells at your fellow classmates, but the place looks a lot bigger on the inside. Never actually seen the Hufflepuff dorm room. Okay, so basically we're just supposed to be introducing herself to everybody. Lenora Everly.
Oh, hello. She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
I'm not worried. I do have a lot to catch up on, but we are super powerful. We know that.
I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Nevertheless, it is rather unusual. You must feel terribly out of place. Of course,
Damn it, now I do.
Presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Nice to meet you. You think you should have been a Ravenclaw?
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
Nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Okay, so introduce yourself to Adelaide and Arthur. Guessing Arthur's going to be the one over here.
You need to be frightened, little cat.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
Shame, I think magical beasts are incredible. I tend to agree with your mother.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, Glumbumbles, Bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a Puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Good luck, Arthur.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
We know our way around. Okay, we'll just cast that behind him. Obviously, we don't want to hit too many people on our first day.
Oh, Uncle,
Adelaide
this
Oaks.
doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there.
I suppose you...
You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
Rather not talk about it, or yes, I was.
That one is
We
true.
defeated it.
Not the typical start to a new school.
That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Nice to meet you. Is your uncle all right?
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes. He travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
Alright, nice meeting you.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course, and good luck.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet?
Meet Professor Weasley outside your comm room.
Outside the common room?
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Okay, so we have a magical journal. I do like the fact that this universe can sort of explain, oh, you have an unlimited inventory. Obviously, you just sort of cast a spell and it disappears. Makes sense.
The guide will
Little
give you
pumpkins.
opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up!
We're right behind you, so I'm assuming that chest is always going to be there. We'll just loot it on the way back. Although we might have just been able to grab it.
Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Revelio.
Okay, so we have fire. Okay, so we had some sort of peanuts, and let's see how. Field guide page. Rumored to contain some of Helga Hufflepuff's original creations. This book was Rumored to contain some of Helga Hufflepuff's original creations. This book holds a collection of Hogwarts students' favorite recipes over the centuries. Some dishes like pickled Durgable plums are likely acquired taste. Just unlock a field guide challenge. Progress towards completing challenges appear here. Field guide challenges are only a way to acquire experience points or XP. Alright, so this is your wizarding level. Earn XP increases your level and your power. Your field guide tracks your current challenge. Select the challenge menu to continue. Selecting your first guide page unlocks a new challenge category. Challenges you unlock throughout your adventure will appear here. Okay, so we got this. Hogwarts Legacy Spectacles. Each challenge has tiers. Special rewards unlock at each tier you complete. From appearances to critical upgrades. Rewards must be claimed with the challenge menu. Come back to collect your rewards, obviously.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Alright, now, I am kind of curious, like, are we going to be able to see the other dorms? Obviously, we don't have the secret code to get inside all the other doors, so...
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Okay, so M for map. But like I was saying, I am kind of curious to see, like, does this game have 4 different playable campaigns going on, or is it everyone can actually see everybody's dormitory, so it doesn't necessarily matter which house you choose? Because in the movies and the books, it sort of depends on, obviously we have access to the Hufflepuff, we know the secret door, so we can go inside of it. We don't have access to like the Gryffindor common room, so that might be a little bit, depending on how much it actually affects the story, could completely change things. Hogwarts is divided into 2 main areas. The left side of the map is where students and professors live, including the house common rooms and the Great Hall. So the Great Hall region to continue. Okay. In this video, you can see the blue flames available in that region. Great blue flames reveal the location of undiscovered flames. The right side of the map is where you find academic points of interest, including the astronomy tower, library, and the greenhouse. Select the library annex region to continue. Professor Weasley has unlocked the Central Hall Flue Flame for you. AD to rotate the map, fast travel to the Flue Flame with spacebar.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Okay, so this is like a totally different
You can get to
approach.
almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Let's see if it's like a place that was actually inside of the movie. I don't remember it anywhere. Alright, follow Professor Weasley. And obviously we don't necessarily know the
Always
time frame
something
of this
happening
game.
here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak.
That reminds me. Did Scribbler say you could borrow the book overnight? Or get the tension?
So I'm wondering like what year it
That
actually
should be all
is.
for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Thank you, Professor. Can you tell me more about Charms class?
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
What can you tell me about the Defense Against the Dark Arts?
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
And what's Hogsmeade?
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
We do need to get a new wand. Obviously, we are using a second-hand wand still, so that's definitely going to be a thing.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept
fun.
use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm afraid there isn't. We were told not to speak of it.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
That'd be cool going to that town. Alright, so talk to Professor Fig.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
You did, sir. Yeah, I didn't like to lie to her.
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Okay. So let's see here. You can track available quests from the map. Completing main missions will further the story, unlock new features, and grant XP. Some quests are locked by spell and or level requirements. In this case, you will need to be the required level or the required spell to activate the quest. New spells can be earned by completing professor's assignments or quests as rewards. Okay, let's see your track quest. Okay, so we just need to click on it. Field guide shows Professor Ronan's class in the astronomy wing, or the field guide shows Professor Hackett's class in the lower section of the astronomy wing. I could get lost in the castle. I may need to use the charmed compass in the field guide to help me find my way. Alright, so we'll start with the one on the right.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Thanks, Professor Fig. And we actually have a pretty decent minimap too. Quest complete. Welcome to Hogwarts. We do have, oh, that is super cool. Being able to pop out like a little light trail on where exactly we have to go, so you can actually follow the minimap, or you can just follow the light trail. Now, obviously, as we progress, we'll run into more of these flames on the walls. In which case, it will grant us the ability to actually teleport through some of these areas to get to class much, much faster. At the same time, we still want to look around, because it's super cool around here. Now, there should be a charms class if I remember correctly.
Here. Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right? Now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
A pretty clever way to, reintroduce the character to this. Alright, so hold on. Steady your wand with the guide and along the symbols and along the path. Alright, so we're with it. Accio.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Do we get to choose what we summon?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Accio, think of this very good. Not to worry.
Hold on, try that again. Wait for it and stop it here.
Control there. Happens to the best of us.
Alright, so wait and stop it there.
Don't lose your composure. Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Alright, so we have to stop it like at the orange area.
Just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
We cannot lose. Court rules. Use Accio to summon the ball as close to you as you can get to the edge without order to score points. You little cheat.
There we go.
Okay, so hold on. We'll do this one. Release it. 40? 30. What? Great. Yeah, I bet you would walk off.
That is how it's done.
Alright, so hold on. Why do we have so much better control now than we did earlier? Go for it.
Nicely.
Give me that 50.
Here we go. Yes.
Alright, so we have to do decent. Wait for it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
Very good.
We beat her. This is all part of the plan.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter.
Alright, so obviously we bring it in. Avoid the box.
This round settles it all.
Settles it. We beat her. Oh, I'm happy. We did it. Knock it. Knock it.
There we go.
Alright, so we have to pick and choose when to cast the spells. The problem. So wait for it to come back.
Accio.
Right now. Wait for it.
Stay focused.
Too far. Did I knock hers out? If she doesn't mess up, we are so gonna lose.
That is how it's done.
So 50 points goes to her. Last time we got a little bit too confident and it messed us up.
Accio.
Come on, come on.
Splendid!
Can't believe we lost that one. Close to the ledge, too. Come on, box, hit it out. He's gonna cheat.
Phew.
It is physically impossible. Alright, fine.
Do not
Well.
be discouraged.
2 out of 3.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Not bad.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
I'm glad you understand. I'm holding my own. I feel like that's the honest answer, because I mean, we almost won.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Nice to meet you. How big is Uganda? What does Uganda look like? Is magic the same?
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
Alright, now that's a little odd. Yeah, the magic has to be weaker, right?
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
What does it look like?
Is Ouagadougou a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
How big is it?
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Well, thanks for telling us about it.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so...
A word, if you would.
Well,
You'd be using it on
Who's
clothing,
that?
to be
That
precise.
Luna Lovegood?
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that. Cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Kinda looks like her. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.